So the second concept for 5-1 is plotting points on a coordinate plane. And if you watch the first video, you don't need to rewrite this stuff down. If you did not watch the first video, because you didn't need to do the first video, you should write this stuff down. So some review here. The y-axis is right there. It is the vertical line. The x-axis is the horizontal line. Those are two main lines that intersect. They intersect to make 4 sections of the graph. This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Where they intersect, right at the blue dot, is 0, 0, and that's the origin. Some important things to note about a coordinate plane is they're going to give you an ordered pair. The ordered pair is given to you in the form x, y, which you can remember because it's alphabetical. So, these 4 little owl faces, I like to call them little owl faces, show you what quadrant your ordered pair would be on based on whether the x was positive or negative and the y was positive or negative. So, if both of your coordinates are positive, it's going to fall in the first quadrant. If your x coordinate is negative, but your y coordinate is positive, it's going to fall in the second quadrant. If both your x and y are negative, it's going to fall in the third quadrant. And if your x is positive and your y is negative, it's going to fall in the fourth quadrant. So let's look at some points to graph. So you're going to have to draw a graph here. So here's our graph, and our points are the following. We have point G, which we want to place at 2, 5. We have point N, which we want to place at -3, -4. And we have point P, which we want to place at 0, 0. Now, if you look up here at our starting picture, we can compare. Both our x and our y are positive, and in quadrant 1, both the x and the y are positive. So we know that this is going to fall in quadrant 1 because we have positive, positive. N is -3, -4. So we look up and we see where are both of our x and y negatives? Right here. So we know that this point has to fall in quadrant 3. So when we graph those 2 points, if the G doesn't fall in quadrant 1 and N doesn't fall in quadrant 3, we got them wrong. And then we have 0, 0. Well, if you look up here, 0, 0 is right in the center, and that's the origin. So we can say that for 0, 0, that's got to be on the origin. So, in order to graph, we have some steps. We always start at origin, which is 0, 0. The second thing we do is we go left or right on the x-axis, and then we go up or down on the y-axis. So, if we're looking at 2, 5 first, which we're going to do in red, we're going to start at the origin. We're not going to make any marks, and we're going to look at our 2. It is +2, so we're going to count right 2 places, and we're going to go to +2 on the x-axis. Then we're going to look at our 5. And from +2, we're going to move to +5 on the y-axis, and we're going to mark right there. And because it told us that that was point G, we're going to put a G by it. So, our x and our y. N is a little bit different because they're both negative. So we're going to start at the origin, And we're going to go to -3 on our x-axis, which is to the left, and then we're going to go to -4 on our y-axis, which is down, and we're going to make a mark. And because it gave us a name, we're going to say this is point N. You don't need the little parentheses there. Okay, and then the last one is 0, 0, and we know that's the origin, and we know the origin is right here. So we mark that, and that is, I don't know why I keep putting in little parentheses, that is P. And that is all there is to it.